What is up, guys? More here, back again with another video, and today we'll be taking a look at the Marvel Legends GamerVerse Spider-Man. So let's get into it. Taking a look around the packaging, on the top you got nothing, a bunch of spider webs, cool picture of Spider-Man, kind of an interesting packaging design here. It's kind of open on all sides here. It says Spider-Man, same thing on the back. On the back you get some shots from the game with a brief description, so pause if you want to read those. And on the bottom, UPC, scan if you want it. And without further ado, let's get into it. Doing some size comparisons, here is Spider-Man next to a couple of MCU characters. Some Fantastic Four characters, including the Marvel Select Iron Man, and also some figures from the Build-A-Figure Venom wave. For Spider-Man's accessories, here you get one pair of thwipping hands and one pair of fisted hands. Basic red molded plastic with some black paint, and the white paint, which is supposed to represent his like little armor on his knuckles here, which is painted well. And you can get some cool poses with the thwipping hands right here, and some cool poses with some of the fist here with the webs here, which I'll show on later in the video, and a couple of more poses. So yeah. Okay, now looking at the webs here, he has one pair of these webs, basic webs that the Hasbro gave us. Basically, they reissued these from other Spider-Man figures. These ones have a pearlescent white, or they're not that bright white. They're kind of a translucent, like I said, pearl white. Very nice detail here and there. Looks pretty cool, and he has a little hook right there at the end, and on the other side has some handles here, so if you want to do some swinging poses or some thwipping poses, or you could do a mix of both. So yeah, that's what that looks like. But taking a closer look at Spider-Man here, starting off with the head sculpt here. I'm not very happy with this head sculpt. It's kind of inaccurate to the video game. It's basically, it has a big jaw, a big chin. This Spider-Man is supposed to be a little bit sleeker, more experienced. Yeah, it's just the sculpting is weird on the head, but the rest, the body, it's the same body mold that they use with the Silver Surfer there. Yeah, nothing special. There's no sculpting of the webs. It's just basically all painted on, and it's done pretty cleanly, except for a couple of spots which I already showed, like the spider logo on the front. For the most part, everything is painted cleanly. On the back, the spider here looks beautiful, and it's painted cleanly. Yeah, I have no complaints with this body mold. I wish that they went with a new body mold and made it a little bit slimmer, since in the video games he's a little bit more leaner compared to this muscular version of a representation that Hasbro done. So yeah, and he has peg holes at the bottom of his feet. Now for his articulation here, Spider-Man has a ball hinge head, so it does rotate all the way around. It could bend up that far, which is great for some wall crawling poses, and bend down that much, which is also great. Some dramatic poses right there. A little bit tilty shifty head movement. Would have been nice if he had more range. The arms do rotate all the way around like so. The arms bend outward a little bit more than 90 degrees, which is great right there. And they could bend inward that much. He also has a butterfly joint or a shoulder joint right there, which can move forward that far, so he can cross his arms that far. And it can bend back that much, so you can cross his arms like that far back. And he also has a bicep swivel all the way around, double jointed elbows, which is okay. Now the wrist here, now the fist does rotate all the way around, bends up that far and down that much. And for the thwipping hands here, same thing, rotation, bends up that far, showing you, get some thwipping poses, and down that much. Now the torso here, One click forward, that much, which is great, and back one click as well, like so. Also has a waist rotation all the way around. Legs can kick forward that far, about 90 degrees, which is decent enough for the Spider-Man. Get some dynamic poses. Back that much. Upper thigh swivel, double jointed knees. He has a boot rotation right there all the way around. Feet bend down that far and up that much, which is great. Right there, bends up pretty far. Has a ankle rotation and doing the ankle pivot test. He is good to go. So taking an even closer look at Spider-Man here, starting off by removing his head like so. Okay, reveals the ball joint right there. You can see the paint detail continues throughout all the way to the top of the neck right here. Pretty clean blacks right there, pretty clean whites as well as the blues. Kind of a little bit of discoloration here and there with the shoulders compared to the torso here, and the forearms compared to the armpit joints right there, which is kind of odd, but it doesn't really bother me that much. In certain lighting conditions, it could stand out. As you can see, I have a loose figure right there in the butterfly area, and the forearm rotation right there, which is a little bit loose, which is quite unfortunate, but that's okay. As I mentioned before, the paint splotch right there, you can see it does almost continue all the way throughout, but you can see they didn't paint it all the way through and through, but that's okay. Rotating the waist here, you could see some of the insides if you're interested, and rotating the thigh here. You can see how the thigh cut works and how it aligns with all the muscles and stuff. And looking at the boot cut here, same thing. The bottom of the feet, looking at the ankles here. You can see right there, rotating it around. And yeah. And boom. Okay, so yeah, that is it guys. Hope you guys like it. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell, turn on notifications because there are more videos coming. Hopefully I can pick up the Hot Toys Infinity War Captain America, so be on the lookout for that. I always post 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so yep. Overall, I really do like this figure. Probably one of the more aesthetically pleasing Spider-Man suit designs by Insomniac Games. The Homecoming really didn't do it for me. I didn't like that whole techie design that Tony Stark made. It's cool, but I don't know. It's just something about this suit is just amazing. It's a nice refresh to Spider-Man. It's a little bit different. I know some people might like it and some people don't. It's either you like it or don't. But I personally like it, and the game was fun. If you can find him at GameStop, they are restocking on him right now, so I'll leave a link down there in the description box to GameStop so you can pick him up if you want to. Articulation is great, pretty standard for a Marvel Legends, and the sculpt is okay. Would have been nice, like I said, if he had a leaner body and his head shape was a little bit different, had a leaner head, not a big chin. But yeah, other than that, go pick him up right now. So yeah, that is it guys. Hope you guys like it. Arolf Moras. This is signing out. Peace.